Hello, viewers. Welcome back to Corporate Lagos Naija, where we'll be giving you everything in between the corporate space of Lagos, Nigeria. My name is Christopher, and I'm here with.
Hello, viewers. My name is Jennifer. It's a pleasure to have you here today. Thank you for clicking on our video. It promises to be exciting and educative.
Sure,
Stay tuned.
sure, sure, sure. Okay, guys. So today we'll be talking about why multinational pharma companies are leaving Nigeria. A very interesting topic. I know this is something everybody's already talking about. Why are they leaving? What's going on? Is it because they are tired of Nigeria?
And it's not just only pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah, multinationals generally,
Yes, yes,
multinationals
yes.
generally. Is it because they're tired of Lagos traffic,
It kind of is.
or they just decided to jackpot? Like,
Is
I
Lagos
know some
traffic not
Nigerians
enough to
now.
put stress in
If
somebody's
if you go into any, if any graduate now, you go into their inbox, you see Canadian jackpot happening live in their inboxes. So could this be why these multinational companies have decided to leave Nigeria? That's what we're going to be talking about today.
No, Chris, it cannot be because of Java, really. It cannot be because of Java. Because Nigeria is a big market.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree.
Nigeria is the largest emerging market in Africa.
Hmm.
We have the population and we have the buying power. We
Buying
do
power,
have the buying power.
buying power. Ah,
We do have
I
the
don't
buying
agree with
power.
that one.
What are you
With the way things
saying?
are going on in the streets.
Chris,
Jenny,
are
are you
you
in
not
this
seeing
country?
iPhones? The newest
Okay,
model of
okay.
iPhone, who are the people that have it? Who are the
But
people that
I
use it?
think it's Nigerian women that are buying.
Nigerian women, Nigerian men, same, same. They are all
It's only
Nigerians.
Nigerian women that are still buying iPhones now. Because I don't think any man now is still buying
In
iPhones.
either case, they are still the buying power we are talking about. We don't even want to talk about the luxury cars.
No, the men are guilty of that one.
The luxury cars. And then
Nigerian men are
sometimes I'm
guilty
like,
of that one. We like
are we
flashy
all in
cars.
the same economy? Are we all in the same economy? You will
We
see
like
somebody
flashy cars.
buying Range Rover Evoque. You
Oh
will see
yeah,
somebody buying Lamborghini. I'm like,
in this
are you
economy.
serious in this economy? You know, so it will tell you that the money is there. Maybe we have less number of people that can afford luxury medication. Oh, sorry, luxury products at
Luxury goods, yeah.
goods at this point because of the inflation.
Yeah,
So I believe that if these people are packing up their, packing up, it means there's something much more than
something really
just
going
meets
on.
the eye.
Yeah. Okay, so let's put it in context. What exactly is going on at the moment with multinational companies? What's happening? Multinational pharma companies. What's happening?
So it's no longer news that the mainstream multinational companies are leaving the Nigerian business environment. I'm talking about the giant multinational companies like GSK.
Oh,
GSK is a British multinational company, and they've been in Nigeria for over 50 years, 51 years to be precise.
half a century.
So they've been doing business in Nigeria for 51 years. And then suddenly
They're
they
packing
can
up.
no longer cope. They are packing up, they are leaving the shores of Nigeria. You know, it keeps, it begs the question, why? Why now? All these 51 years, they were able to navigate the challenges that comes with
Something is
doing
definitely up.
business in another country. And then suddenly, just late last year, they packed up. Then another one is Sanofi. Sanofi is a French multinational company known for their cardiovascular products. And then they just also recently announced in February, that's just last month,
Oh,
announced
very
their
recent.
yes, their decision to leave the country. And they've been in Nigeria for about 25 years.
Jenny, which one is cardiovascular? Eh? Don't use too much grammar in this.
Okay,
I
let me
beg, break it down
let me
small. Break
break
it
it
down
down.
small.
Cardiovascular, what I mean by cardiovascular is, to make it relatable, any medication that has to do with the heart and how the heart pumps blood to all the vessels and the likes of it. Let me not go further. BP, high BP. I'm
I
sure it's
mean, none of our
something
viewers are
even
science
people
science
on the
people.
streets can relate to. High
Yeah,
BP.
I be.
It is really something that is very common now for Nigerian adults. I know that everybody has a parent who is maybe either hypertensive or diabetic, or an uncle or relative somewhere who is either hypertensive or diabetic. Because they are shown that for every 10 Nigerian adults from the age of 35 and above, you could take about two or three people who are either hypertensive or
Not diabetic.
diabetic. So you
Okay.
would see that these medications are needed. And another interesting one, Chris, is JSM. Jubilee Syringe Manufacturing Company. Now, this why this is interesting to me is that I just got to know about them recently, and then they just established in 2017, which is just
That's about six,
few
seven
years
years.
ago,
Yeah,
2017.
they're quite young.
And then they're already talking about restructuring challenges, and they're trying to, even though they say they're not leaving, they mentioned they're actually restructuring their model. So I'm hoping that there'll be a positive outcome from this restructuring, because that JSM actually caught my attention. The fact that their factory is in Akwa Ibom.
Wow.
We are used to having such companies. It's a Turkish company, anyways, and it's common for us to see most of these companies establish their factories in Lagos and Ogun States, as the case may
Maybe
be,
Kano sometimes.
maybe Kano, but in Akwa Ibom. So I
That's
feel that
quite
it's
novel.
really novel, yeah, and it's something that means that we are diversifying. So I feel it's something that should be encouraged. So it's sad to hear that
They are
they're having
restructuring.
some kind of challenges and they're thinking of restructuring their business model in Nigeria. We are hoping that this restructuring would actually, bring a positive outcome and they stay back. We wouldn't want to see another big company
Leave.
leaving the
Oh,
Nigerian economy.
that's actually going to be sad. All right, guys. For those of you that don't know GSK or Sanofi or GSM, for GSK, if you've ever used Sensodyne toothpaste to brush your teeth, or you've had cause to take Panadol for your headache, or probably you've used Augmentin, Ventolin inhaler, Seretide, you have definitely used the GSK product. And then for Sanofi, if you've ever used Flagyl in your life, you've ever popped Flagyl. Meanwhile, Flagyl, please, Flagyl is not meant for diarrhea. I know Nigerians think Flagyl is purging drug. Please, Flagyl is not purging drug. Flagyl is an anti-infective. Before you use it, you must talk to your doctor or pharmacist, please.
Yes.
All right, that's by the point. That's by the way, sorry. So, if you've ever used that, or you've ever used maybe like, or you have someone that uses Amaryl.
Or Panadol.
No, I'm talking of Sanofi now.
Okay.
You've used Amaryl, Flagyl, you definitely have used a Sanofi product. And then if you've ever treated yourself with any injection, taken injection before, chances are that you've used a product of GSM. So this is why these are very important, because these are like household brands, household names that you probably must have come across
Come
one way
across.
or the other. So we'll look at the factors influencing this exit from Nigeria, and we've been able to outline three factors. I'll start with the major one, which is forex rate. Okay, the rate of change in forex rate is a major issue that is causing these multinational companies to leave the shores of Nigeria.
Nigeria, yes.
I'll just break it down for our viewers, to give it a bit more,
Contest.
yeah. So imagine a Norwegian guy, right, who has decided to expand his business. He has a very big business in Norway and has decided to expand his business. And he decides to do this with the most populous black nation on earth, which is Nigeria. Now, to do business, of course, he cannot come with his Norwegian krone. That's their local currency. It means he has to look for what is universally accepted, across borders, of which we have three major ones: the dollar, euro, and
Euro,
pounds. But
pounds,
particularly for
yeah.
the dollar, because it's like most vastly accepted currency.
In different areas.
Now he converts his money to $1 million, for instance, and he approaches the banks in Nigeria. They help him convert it to about 350 million naira, assuming the exchange rate was 350 naira when he came. Now, with that 350 million naira, he has set up a business. He has done a lot of things, sweat and blood, paid salaries for years. He has been able to double this 350 million to 700 million. It's time to go back home to his family to tell them, I've done wonderfully well in Nigeria. Fortunately, now he approaches the bank. They are telling him, this is your 700 million naira. He's still worth $1 million. They are laughing,
I'm
Jenny.
trying to paint the shock on his face.
Imagine what will happen to him when he gets home.
I'm trying
I'm
to
sure they will
paint
not allow him
the shock on
enter
his
his house.
face when he would have gotten that news.
It's unbelievable because, I mean, to this person, he has been making profit. He has put in so
That's
much
the
effort. He has paid so many people. He has been able to convert his money, double his investments to
investment
700 million. And here you are telling him that
that is
700 million is
equivalent.
still worth $1 million, just because that is now the new exchange rate. You see that this guy, decisions have to be made immediately.
Yes.
Decisions have to be made because you don't know whether to continue doing this or to as well move your business elsewhere where you won't have this kind of trouble.
Yes.
So this is, a watered down way of explaining what is actually going on. That's why you hear companies, declaring enormous losses in the billions of
Yes.
naira and likes. This is basically how
Yeah,
this plays
because
out.
if it's time for repatriation and then the
Yeah,
money you have in Nigerian currency, when you convert it to dollar, you are realizing that you are even taking a loss. I
it
mean,
becomes a huge
it
problem.
calls for the company to review and ask themselves question, is it worth investing in this economy
Yeah.
at all? Is it worth it? Maybe we should pull back and invest our money and
Re-strategize
our
or
resources in
restructure
other
like GSM.
places, or do restructuring, or it's a very good reason for a company to want to reconsider their stance in doing business in an economy.
Yeah.
And the second factor is ease of doing business in
Oh yeah.
Nigeria. Chris, I must tell you that this one,
Ah, Naija.
is personal to me because I've experienced it
First time.
and I've heard one or two people complain about it again.
Yeah.
So you are imagining if we as Nigerian citizens
Are
are
feeling it.
experiencing such things, what would happen to the foreign nationals who have come from a country where things work in quotes
It'll
and
be
then
a
they
culture
come in
shock.
here,
Culture shock.
it's difficult to get things done, documentation
It's a
difficulty
problem.
and every other thing. But let me take it back. I want to start with custom duty, import duty.
Yeah.
Now, because we are talking about multinationals, you would see that these multinational companies, their products are being imported into the country. So high import duty is a major challenge for them because it means that with this high import duty, it will be automatically translated into the price of it for the end users. So the drug that is already high in terms of cost, then you add the high import duty to it. You find out that most Nigerians will not be able to afford those medications. That is why premium products are way out of reach of majority of
Yeah.
Nigerians.
Not just
Majority of
premium,
Nigerians.
quality products, because
Quality
it's not about
products
being premium all the time. They have quality. These are innovative molecules. Like
gone through
the
the
day I saw, the first time I saw Ventolin inhaler being used, it was like magic. I mean, this guy could not run around. He was panting, gasping for breath, and the next thing just
and the
and he's
person
playing
gets
playing
relief.
all over. I
So
mean, their products beyond being premium, they're quite innovative. I agree with you. I agree.
so you can imagine the importance of these products,
Yeah,
and then it's now way out of reach of the
just because of
Nigerians and
duty.
just because of the duty. So I keep asking myself this question: why do we even have import duties on essential commodity like medication, drugs? I mean, is it not something that can be done about it? Even if not remove it entirely, maybe reduce it to the barest minimum. What do you think about this?
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. Because even I was reading somewhere that I think it was a publication. I read a publication where it said that Singapore and I think South Korea, they tried even expunging it completely, but I think they
Okay.
reduced it. For some drugs, it's zero. Then
Okay.
for most other drugs, they reduce it to maybe 10% or 20%. And I even heard that in the European Union, there's nothing like that. They operate for most drugs zero tax, zero import tax. You can move a drug from Portugal to France, no tax whatsoever.
Yeah, because I believe that is something Nigerian government should look into. Now I understand that as an evolving economy, right? As a
Yeah, they may need
developing
that
company, we
income
will need that income as much as we are. So I'm not advocating for a complete
removal,
removal. I'm asking for reduction,
significant reduction.
especially on drugs,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
that it
yeah.
can help to improve our healthcare system.
Because at the end of the day, it seems like profiting off sick people if you look at it critically.
From that way, because these people, especially the ones that are living with chronic medication, chronic illness rather, imagine someone that has cancer
Oh,
and the drugs are really very high, they're
then
not
you are now
able to
putting tax on it.
afford those medication. I believe that the government should look into it. And I want to also talk about multiple taxation. Now don't get me wrong, taxation is a good thing. I mean, all countries, developed countries, there's a tax system in place that
Yeah,
helps. It is a good thing. I, for one, I advocate for it. If you are doing business in a country, you are
you
doing business
should
in the
pay
state, you
tax.
should pay some form of tax and it should be standardized. But where I have problem with is the multiple taxations, the ones that you don't even know which office it goes to. You one that you
You
don't
just see a
even
group
know
of boys.
where what is used for. Because at least the one for the federal government, we know that is invested back into the economy. maybe for infrastructure and all those other things. But then those ones that come from communities, local governments, you hear funny things like someone asking for radio advertisement, this one, that one, different group of peoples, and you're asking, why are these things not, if they are really important, why are these things
Yeah.
not merged into the standardized tax that you
And the
pay
paid ones, and
into
it's
either the federal
transparent.
government's account
Yeah.
or state government's account? Why do you have different groups coming to ask for different things at the same time from one business? These tax that are being paid, do we really use it,
There's
for
even
the to
one I
develop
heard
the
that
economy?
they said is it matching ground or something like that.
I was
Matching.
coming to that. I've heard such story, and it's so funny that where they said some states in Nigeria, or some communities in Nigeria, that if a multinational company, a foreign company, wants to
From the
set up
setup.
a business in those community, that the community will be asking for matching grant. And I asked myself, what is matching
Is it
grant?
for match pass?
What do
Maybe the
you
youths want
mean
to
by
come and do
matching
match
grant?
pass.
And the explanation is that, oh, they are coming into their community, so it's more like they're stepping foot on the soil of the community, so they have to pay first of all before they set up anything. And I'm like, really?
The name is the one
It's so
that just blew
funny.
me out.
It's so funny.
Matching
Matching
ground.
ground. What is matching ground?
Oh my.
Really? And then I asked myself, are these communities not supposed to be happy that an organization
Is
is
even
trying to
coming into
establish
the
something? It will
country.
bring development.
Yeah, jobs.
It will bring development to the community. I want to cite Dangote Refinery. Where Dangote Refinery is, I heard about the day that it opened, a lot of buzz on it. The roads have been, we have good roads there. A lot of people went to buy lands there to start developing,
Yeah, it brings development. It
commercial
brings development.
development and every other thing there. So it brings development there. So why won't a community be happy that an organization is trying to establish maybe something like a factory in their community? Why are they making it difficult?
Okay, it's unfortunate, I would say. Let's move to the third point, which is competition. Competition by generic companies or other alternatives, right? Because most times these multinational companies, they are innovators of whatever it is they are bringing to you to sell in the country, whatever medication they are bringing. Now you find out that as a policy, I think this is global, but somehow I feel it's painful. As a policy, you discovered the cure to something, or you discovered the solution to a particular disease, and you can only sell it for a particular duration of time. I think some countries maybe 10 years, 7 years, depending. And after that, anybody can wake up and is allowed to copy that product.
That's
You know,
you're talking about the patency of the
yeah,
products.
patency of the product expires. Anybody can copy it. So somehow, I know it's good because some people will say, oh, maybe it creates access in that the price will come down. But then again, it's painful because what you find out is that these other generic companies, they are just voraciously after the market share of the multinational companies. So I mean, this can significantly impact their profits, even their sales altogether. This, I believe, is another major reason why multinational companies are deciding to leave Nigeria at the moment.
I think this the competition you mentioned, it's also a very valid point,
Yeah.
because I was reading something from Ventures Africa on this
Okay.
GSK issue, and he cited something. He said that GSK, that they declared in the first half year of 2022, they declared a sales revenue of about 14.8 billion naira, and then
That's
the
a lot of
same
money.
period in 2023, that's 1 year down the line, the sales revenue was 7 points something.
That's a
From
lot.
14.2, that's about 50%
Loss
loss
in 1 year.
in 1 year.
That's a lot.
So it's enough to get the company to, want to think about it. Are we
Sure.
really,
What are we
can we
doing
cope?
here?
Can we cope? Because they cited the generics competition,
Yeah.
stiff competition from generic, as one of the reasons they recorded such loss in 2023. Thank you for staying with us today, guys. Don't forget to like, share,
And subscribe.
and subscribe. Thank you. See you
Bye.
guys.
See you another time.